What's happening, World Wide Web? It's your boy Marlon O Bennett. Hey guys, in today's video, build a list, build a business. I decided to inject some mindset, some motivation, and some inspiration in between the training videos that we do, and I talk to you guys about the products and the services I use, the resources, the software. All those things are great, but to me, in my mind, guys, 50% of what we're ever going to do and achieve in life is about mindset. And to that end, guys, I'm going to add a mindset component in my build a list, build a business YouTube video series, guys. Okay, you guys, you see me having a lot of fun and you see me playing a lot, guys, but I am an avid reader. I read everything, guys, and it may not seem that way sometimes when I'm doing my videos, but I love to read because I love knowledge, and knowledge truly is power, and I love it. So in the days of mindset motivation video, guys, and maybe I'll commit to doing these every Thursday. I don't know, but you will find them in my build a list, build a business. It will be a part of my build a list, build a business YouTube video series. And so today, guys, what I want to talk about is looking back. Okay, looking back. And when we think about looking back, guys, sometimes for a lot of us, it's very painful when we look back. A lot of us, we have a lot of memories that we have to deal with, and a lot of circumstances we may have been involved with during the course of our lives that may be too painful for us to want to reflect and look back upon. But sometimes it's necessary, guys, in order for you to move forward and lay a proper foundation in moving forward, so that if whatever those things were that caused pain or disappointment in your past, so that you won't have to revisit those things necessarily. And I'm not talking about the things that we can't control, guys. Every single morning when I get up, the very first thing I do, guys, is I say the serenity prayer. I say the serenity prayer because I have to do that. And what that does for me, guys, is it sets my day in motion. And I know you guys, maybe you guys know the serenity prayer. God, grant me the serenity to accept those things I cannot change, the courage to change those things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. Very powerful, guys. And I try to apply that to my life every single day. But when it comes to looking back, guys, I used to say to myself, right, the only reason you should be looking back is either to revisit the mistakes you made in the past so that you won't make them again, and to see how far you've come, and to help others along the way, okay, that may not have come as far as you have. So, yeah, I reflect on a lot of things. I remember growing up, I was very, very small, right? Very small for my age. And so I got teased a lot because of my size, very little. Even up to the time I went into the military. Once I got to the military, I remember still being very, very small and not having a lot of upper body strength. In fact, my drill sergeants told me I would never graduate basic training. And they told me that for 3 reasons. Number one, I didn't have any upper body strength. So the physical aspect, they said, you will never be able to pass the physical fitness test. Number two, my vision wasn't that great even then. It's even worse now. And they told me I would probably never be able to qualify with the M16. And then, of course, number three, guys, I had this nervous energy, right? And so they said I lacked discipline. Now, I can tell you guys, to make a long story short, when I graduated from basic training, I graduated out of the top 5 in the physical fitness test. I ended up as a sharpshooter, right, on qualifying with my M16. And the fact that I graduated from basic training in and of itself was a test that I actually did everything I needed to do to acquire the discipline I needed to become a soldier. I would go on, guys, to become a United States paratrooper, jumping out of C-130s, C-141s, Chinook helicopters, Hueys, you name it. I've jumped out of it. If you guys seen any of my videos on YouTube, you know I've done that. And so I wanted just to highlight some of that, because I wanted to talk, when we talk about looking back, guys, and we talk about some of the challenges that we faced in our past, guys, that is what we build on. Those are the things that we're going to build upon, okay? For me, right, goals are very important, right? And so I'm always setting new goals. And they're always goals that they're beyond my grasp, okay? And I read somewhere in this quote that it said, always make sure that your goals they exceed your grasp. That way you'll always be reaching for the stars. And so that's the way that I choose to live my life, guys. And I think for most of us in life, right, what happens a lot of times, we get into this sort of mundane sort of, just status quo type of lifestyle, and we don't have to do that. And it doesn't matter what you do. I don't care who you work for. I don't care where you live geographically. I don't care what your level of education is. It really doesn't matter, guys. When you want to change something in your life, you have the power to do it. It does require a few behavioral adjustments, if you will, okay? Because if you can change the way that you think, guys, then you can change anything in your life. And I hope that that makes sense to you, because there have been so many things that I've been able to overcome as a result of just mindset and changing the way that I think, changing the way that I look at things, and then changing the way I react and or respond to different situations in my life. This is where it starts, guys, okay? So when we talk about that journey of 1,000 miles beginning with the very first step, it doesn't matter what it is you want to do. But when you make up your mind to do it, guys, okay, and you decide that you want real change in your life, then you will set in place, or you will set in motion, the wheels to turning to get to where it is that you want to be. And it really is always been that way for me. It's always been of that kind of, I've always had that kind of mindset. I'm married twice now, but when me and my first wife divorced, back in, I want to say, wow, can't remember the year. I want to say it might have been 2000, guys. I ended up with custody of my two sons, one of which has passed away since. But I ended up with my two boys, and at the time, I want to say they were 8. I want to say 8 and 9 years old. And so I was a single dad, working 2 jobs, trying to take care of 2 sons, one of which was sick. I can remember going to work. I had to be at one job from 6 in the morning to 2 in the evening. Then I had to be at another job from 2 in the evening to 12 at night. And my boys were only 9 and 10. And I knew that I was breaking a lot of rules because they were too young to stay by themselves. But I had to do what I had to do. But I raised my boys in such a way where they were able to do what they needed to do and without getting in any trouble. You know what I mean? And I was very proud of them because they took care of business while I was trying to kind of make ends meet working those 2 jobs. And I can remember getting up every morning, right, and feeling like, wow, I don't know what I'm going to do, you know what I'm saying, because I had hardly any quality time to spend with my boys, and work was killing me, man, all the time. But I continued praying all the time, right? I continued believing that things will ultimately get better, and ultimately they did. I don't know, I told you guys the story about how I met my wife, my second wife. Again, just kind of struggling, going through some things on a bus one day. I won't get into the whole story, but I can tell you that my belief in God was definitely elevated at the time I met my second wife, because meeting her, not only did it fill in a lot of those gaps, okay, in terms of having someone there for myself, you know what I mean, that really is my soulmate, but it also my wife and her presence and what she brought to the table in terms of my boys and a relationship with someone of the opposite sex. And so she was there, as a stepmother, but really just like a mom to my boys. And I'm telling you guys all that to say that's just a part of my story, right? I could go on and on and on and tell you guys about all the challenges that I faced in my life, all the opposition, all the obstacles. And I can also tell you that along in our journeys, there will always be haters, you know what I mean? There are always people, you know what I mean, trying to lay roadblocks and stop you from moving to wherever you're trying to get. It will always be people like that. But what I've learned over time is when you believe, right, and if your faith is greater than you being I won't say whatever the opposite of optimistic is, which is pessimistic, right? I look at life and I see the best that life has to offer. And a lot of people think I'm crazy because that's the way I see life. You guys see me doing these videos. That's exactly who I am off these videos, guys. I know I'm kind of high energy sometimes. I've always been that way. You know what I mean? I've always been a person that's just been filled with all this positive energy, even in the midst of adversity, guys, even in the midst of obstacles and all types of challenges that I faced in the course of my life. And so I'm grateful and I'm thankful. And yes, I'm able to look back now in retrospect, and I'm able to look back over my past, right, and build on whatever those challenges were, whatever those obstacles were. That's what makes me a better person. I seen somebody's a pastor, I think, the other day on a video, and he said, without problems, right, in our lives, then what good, what good is anything? We have problems, we overcome those problems, and that's what develops character, okay? That's what develops character. And so I'm here to say to anybody who can see me and can hear me on this YouTube video today, guys, that I know what hard times are, okay? I've been there and back several times, right? Again, losing my son in 2004, losing one of my brothers in 1986, my mom in 1988, my grandfather in 2000. The struggles I've encountered as a single parent, and people go through that every day. It's nothing, I'm no different than anyone else. But when I tell you that I remember nights, having to pawn my VCR, which was the only form of entertainment that my boys had. I would have to pawn it, and I wouldn't pawn it for very much, but I would pawn it just to get enough for us to have a meal to eat that night. And then on payday, I would go and get it back out again, you know what I'm saying? But I'm just saying that to say this, that if you can endure, right, you know what I mean? That my mom used to say that behind every cloud, there's a silver lining. And I'm just here to tell you that I believe that. I believe in that there's goodness in everybody. And I just believe that sometimes because of our past experiences, that goodness is not able to come to the forefront. And then so ultimately, a lot of us, it may take us down other paths in our lives. But I believe that's the way God created us. Right? And I look at life as an optimistic person. I try to look at life and give everybody the benefit of the doubt and believe that there truly is goodness in everybody. So as on your day-to-day travels, guys, as you go through the ins and outs of every day, with the bills and school and work and kids and relationships and if you want to be an internet marketer and you want to get into email marketing, or you're trying to start your own business, whatever it may be, guys, just know that you can do it. It will take a certain level of discipline, and it will take some mind shift, right? Mind shift. I talked earlier in a video this New Year's about I don't believe in New Year's resolutions because resolutions come and go. Mind shift, right? Mindset is forever. Once you get to that place in your mind, right? Always watching lots of motivational videos. I love Tony Robbins and I love Les Brown. And again, guys, I read a lot. And so I want to encourage you guys today, right? I said in the last video, I really don't look at TV anymore, guys. I look at it, but hardly ever now, because I'm just in this different place, you know what I mean? And the reason I say that is sometimes what we become products of our environment, you know what I mean? If we live inside of television, you know what I mean? And it's great, I'm not knocking it, but if you live inside the media or television, it sort of dictates your mentality, okay? Once you remove yourself from that, guys, you're going to be amazed at what you're going to be able to accomplish. You're going to be amazed at how your mind will start to change. That mind shift will start to take place, okay? We live in our minds, and if our minds are constantly bombarded with the media and on the ins and out of Hollywood and on television, okay, you will find, guys, that you're not going to be as productive as you would be if you remove yourself from it as much. Okay, I'm not telling you not to look at TV, right? I got a teenage, well, my daughter's 20 and I have a son that's 21, and of course my wife, they love television. I'm a movie buff. I'm just telling you that it's very easy to become a product of your environment. When you're on a mission, guys, when you have purpose, when you have goals, it's imperative that you have those goals and that you're disciplined. And discipline is the ability to do what's necessary, the right thing in the absence of supervision. Okay, if that makes sense. So it's okay to look back, guys, okay? It's okay to reflect on our past, okay? No matter how dark some of those moments may have been when you were growing up, or in a bad relationship, or when you didn't have a job and when money was scarce, okay? It's okay to reflect on those things. But what's most important is that you make the decision and decide not to live in those memories, guys, and always set goals. Always know that with the serenity prayer and hope